Good evening, everyone, or good morning, good afternoon if you're listening to this recorded. My name is Lisa Jameson, if we have not yet met, and this is time for evening restoration. Topic came up this weekend about practicing without any props, either because you're in studios and props aren't quite allowed with all things COVID just yet. If you're at home, I always say you have props. You've got your hands, you've got your arms, you've got some couch cushions, you've got some pillows, but today we're going to practice without any props at all. We're going to work on some rotation of the spine and some hip rotation as well. So working in this transverse plane, which is probably generally about the third thing we do with spine. So let's get seated to get started. If this is a comfortable position for you, go ahead. That can be a little tough on the ankles, so I'm going to turn to this position. Again, whatever position is comfortable for you. If you have props, an appropriate place to put them now would be right under the knees, so your legs can be held in a relaxed position instead of holding. So what do you need to do to get relaxed? And let's just find whatever works for you. I'm just going to bobble my spine around a little bit until I can find a home in the center. And by center, I mean feel each ischial tuberosity, each side of the pelvis in the floor equally. Find a nesting place there. As you're ready, take a deep breath. Exhale with just a subtle little ha breath. On that next ha breath here, clear air. And if the path isn't clear, just clear your throat. And this next ha breath we'll use to mark the start of our practice. From here, begin breathing in through your nose and out through that imaginary straw that you've heard me talk about before. That perhaps you still hear the floor there, perhaps you still feel that flow of air on your lips, but notice how long it takes you to exhale. Don't force it, just notice. When you notice that that exhale is about twice as long as the inhale, go ahead and begin breathing all through your nose. That style of breathing, we are accessing a very large nerve in your body, that vagus nerve, accessing that relaxation response. We're allowing your gut, your diaphragm, your heart rate to inform your brain that it is indeed time for some restoration and relaxation. You'll hear me cue you to check in with 3 other things during that process. Eyes in a steady gaze, whether they're open or closed. You can look right at your screen. You can ignore the screen and just listen to my voice. So even if your eyes are closed, steady gaze as they look at the backs of your eyelids. Facial muscles relaxed. And then check in with the muscles of your mouth as well. Lips, tongue, jaw, throat, relaxed. Come back to that straw breath or that simple ha at any Anytime you feel your mind wandering, if you feel yourself getting amped up in a pose, come back to relax. That's always primary. Shift your hands to your knees. Exhale and just slouch a little tiny bit. On your next inhale, chest rises. Exhale through the nose, chest drops. On your own time, inhale, chest rises. Exhale, chest drops. Adding to that as you're ready, inhale, chest rises. Shoulders roll back slightly, start to look up. Exhale, look forward. Shoulders and chest drop. Inhale, chest, belly comes forward a little bit, shoulders back. Eyes up to the high corner of the room. Exhale, eyes come around, shoulders, chest, belly, looking down perhaps at your lap. Inhale, rise and extend. Exhale, lead with your eyes, face, shoulders, chest. Two more on your own time. Then come back to a neutral position, shoulders square, eyes looking straight ahead, back straight, not forward, not back, straight in the middle. Hands down by your side if they reach to the floor. Make sure your chest stays up and we'll gently lean to the right and to the left. While you're still breathing, I'm kind of going inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Eyes still looking straight ahead. Your ear can start to drop towards your shoulder as the side of the body begins to stretch a little bit as you kind of normalize that lateral flexion, that lateral bending, that side bending of your spine. Back to center. Left hand open over the left knee. Turn that palm out. I'm going to bring the other hand into my chest so I don't use it on the floor. A deep breath to get nice and tall. Exhale, start to turn to your right. It's left hand on your leg if I said that wrong. Each inhale, get a little taller. Exhale, use your own muscles to turn you. A little bit of that extended arm. 3 more there on your own time. Inhale to get tall. Exhale to engage the core and turn. Turning to look at the camera again, to the screen. Shoulder stays open. Check that you didn't get a break in the shoulder there. Release and come back to center. Right arm, right knee, palm open, thumb out. Hand on chest, deep breath to prepare for the move. Exhale and start to turn towards the left. With each inhale, you get tall. With each exhale, you engage the abs and turn. Inhale to get tall. Exhale to engage those breathing muscles, which are your core muscles. 2 more on your own time. Turning back to the screen, checking that shoulder that it stays down, and return to center. A couple of breaths to relax. Check in with your breathing. Have you managed to move, listen, watch, and let your breathing stay relaxed? That would be the goal, to just listen and move, eyes closed if you like. Let's go ahead and help our knees up. We're going to put most of the weight on our right side. I'm going to fold my legs over to the left. I'm sitting more on the right side of my pelvis. I'm going to use this arm for a kickstand, my right arm. Check that your shoulder gets out of the game a little bit here though. Press in. My left hand's going to come around so I can look all the way left and then turn back towards the front. So take a deep breath here. Exhale as you turn to the right, arm comes with you. Inhale, back towards front. Exhale, turn. Inhale. 3 more on your own time. As you rotate, you may feel this in the side of the body. We're not going for any sort of twisting in the lower back, but the soft tissue between the ribs and the pelvis would be just fine. Checking in with how much your spine can rotate with the pelvis in a fixed position. Good. If you'd like it a little more difficult, go ahead and take that top leg back a little bit. Right now, perhaps your left pelvis is up off the floor. So just with a hand here to stabilize, try to sit back towards your left hip and then take the weight off of it. So everything sits back. Inhale as you come forward. So just my pelvis is really doing the motion here. You'll feel a stretch in this hip over here. Just a couple to get that hip joint moving a little bit. I'm going to sit up again. Nice deep breath. My arm comes around as I turn to the right. It's a little bit bigger rotation. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, turn. Inhale, forward. Exhale, turn. And if you're doing a second set with the leg in, that's absolutely fine. Last one. Back to center. Grab that back leg, help it on up. Come back into a cross-legged position. Check in with that little bobble, side to side. Hands on your knees. Inhale up until extension. Exhale, eyes first, shoulders. With that first motion that we always do with our spine, flexion and extension. Clear that last one up. Back to neutral. Shift your weight over to the left side. So all my weight goes onto my left side of my pelvis. Knee comes in. Now if you have props and this is uncomfortable, it would be nice to put a pillow or a block right underneath there. Sometimes that really helps. So we're going to start with both knees fairly stacked. Check in with the shoulder. Push away so it's supporting you. Take a nice deep breath to prepare. Exhale as you gently turn your entire body towards the left. Inhale as you come back in, pushing up. Exhale, turn. Inhale to come back up. Notice that the more that you exhale, the longer and more forcefully you exhale, perhaps the more your body is able to turn. Inhale to prep. Exhale. 2 more on your own time. Reminder, it's rotation through mostly through the thoracic spine, and you may be feeling soft tissue here, nothing in your lower back, please. Back to center, and if you're able, take that top leg back. Get a straight line in here. Pelvis is up off the ground, so I'll take a deep breath. Exhale, see if you can sit your pelvis down towards the ground. Mine's not going. Inhale as it comes forward. Exhale, pelvis back. Good. If you're feeling a sharp pinch in there, that's not what we're going for. So maneuver your leg around a little bit until you feel like that's better for me right there. Just get a few motions. We're just trying to get those hip joints moving properly again at the end of the day. Perhaps after a day of seated position, sitting. Good, as you're ready, up nice and straight. Again, not collapsed on the shoulder, up. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, turn to the left. Let's go 3 more on your own time. Inhale. Exhale. Back to neutral as you're ready. Go ahead and help that back leg in. If you're able, cross over the different direction. This is not the way I like to sit. I have a tendency to cross one leg over all the time, so let's do the other leg and see how that feels. Again, if you have props, it's really nice to be held in a position as opposed to feeling that you have to do all the holding, right? Let's do a little flexion and extension. It's always inhale, preceding that up. Exhale, preceding that down. Neutral. Hands to the side. Chest lifts. Bobble right and left to lateral flexion of the spine. Our pelvis is nice and locked into place as it settles and roots into that floor. 1 more. And then up. Let's go left hand on left knee, palm open. Hand to chest, deep breath. Exhale and twist. That's some work for the core, abdominal muscles. Back to center. Right arm extended over right knee. Turn out and press into that. Shoulder stays down. Deep breath. Exhale and rotate. Exhale and feel the work of those core muscles in your nice, long, tall spine. Back to center. Let's do 1 inhale here. Exhale into a bit of a forward fold. We will not be here for long. As you fall forward, you may feel it anywhere in the back of your body, particularly the glute of the front leg. Go ahead and come up from there. From here we'll lie on our backs. I'm going to put my head up at this end. Might be easier if you do the same. Let's just lie all the way down flat, perhaps easier, checking in with your knees bent. Check in with your lower back here. If you feel anything in your lower back, It's probably not going to feel any better if you extend the leg. So hang right here. Let's extend your leg that's closer to the screen down. It's probably your right leg. Second leg relaxes down. From here, give it one good glute squeeze, and then unsqueeze or relax. Let's take a few breaths right here. The check-in is always, how's your breath? Check in, eyes, muscles of the face relaxed, muscles of the mouth relaxed. Places that it's not appropriate to feel right now. I've got you in the wrong position if you're feeling anything in your lower back. If you are, simple fix. Knees bent, knees a little bit together, toes a little bit in. Spend some time there. Another place that you don't want to feel it is in an extended knee. If that's the case, go ahead and bring the knees back in. So you're either here or extended. Let's do about 4 more breaths right there. As you're ready, you're going to take the leg that's farthest away from your screen, which is probably your left leg. Bend it up and let's bring it all the way in towards your chest. You're going to grab behind the knee, not on top of it. Maybe up by your knee, maybe wherever you can reach. Deep breath, exhale, and allow the knee to come in. So we're really looking for a stretch right here as well as good hip movement. If all you're feeling is a pinch or some compression in the front, back off, bring the knee out a little bit, and it's going to come just towards the outside of your body. In the long run, there won't probably be a pinch there, but that's what we've got to just make sure we can clear out. So pinching in the front of the body, release a little bit, come to the outside, and then pull in again. From here, just kind of inhale and relax the leg a little bit. Exhale, pull it in. Do that on your own time. Inhale, it goes away. Exhale, it pulls in. You may feel a stretch in the back of that leg. You may feel nothing, but it's a good opportunity for the hip joint to get moved. From there, I'm going to hold my leg in. I'm going to actually clasp my hands and bring them a little farther down. And I'm going to try to straighten my leg. Now, I want you to straighten your leg no matter where it goes, even if it's out there. Nice deep breath, exhale, bring that leg in. Inhale, see where you can go to straighten it. Exhale, bring it in. Do a few of those on your own time and just see where you are. Keep your leg within reach so you can help it back in. If you're up here, that's awesome. If it's all the way in and your leg's folded in, that's great, but see where your leg goes. And then holding on to your leg somewhere, even if it's really low. Let's see how straight you can get that leg. Then bend it and put it on the opposite knee. Arms are going to come out to the side. Take a nice deep breath, and as you exhale, your left leg is going to drop to the right. Whatever knee is up is going to drop towards the screen. Or inhale, exhale, start to rock yourself over. Inhale, come back. Exhale, rock. Now I'm pushing off with this back arm a little bit, which is absolutely fine. We're keeping our shoulders down on the ground and allowing the pelvis to move. So we're still working that rotation of the spine, this time with our shoulders fixed and the pelvis moving. Get a little bit different sensation on this. Perhaps you'll feel the space increasing between your rib cage and your pelvis. Lower back is not what we're going for, so back off a little bit if that's what you're feeling. A few more of those. You also may feel it on the chest, the pec of the long arm that's being left behind. You can always shorten it a little bit if you want. Let's just go 2 more. And then bend both knees. I'm going to take my outside arm and bring it back around with me as I roll to my side. I'm going to use my hand for a prop. That's pretty low down for me right now, so I'm just going to use my arm to prop my leg. Let's not bring the knees straight out from the hips, but more feet straight out from the hips this way. So this is only, I'm going to take this down another 45-degree angle and go from here. Let's go this elbow up, and I'm going to kind of clamshell. So I'm going to elbow to elbow and then rotate and start to open towards the ceiling. Now you'll notice I'm not rolling, right? My legs are going to stay squeezed together as I open. So it's exhale as you come in, inhale as you open. Let's do 5 or 6 of those on your own time. Inhale to open and fill up that chest. Ready. It may be after a lot more moving, but as you're ready, we're going to stay in this open position. I'm going to switch and hold my head with this arm over here and extend my arm towards the screen. Now, in an ideal world where everybody's spines are moving beautifully, you'll have this elbow and your shoulder on the floor and you'll be looking away from the screen. See where you are right now. If you're feeling a stretch right in here, that's great. If you're feeling the middle of your back rotate, that's great. Stretch in your chest is okay. Mine's stretching a little too much, so I'm just going to bring my arm up here and take some of that out. And as I do that, it allows this to be the primary stretch. Check back in with that calm, relaxed vagus nerve breathing. In through your nose, out through a straw perhaps to get yourself calm. And when the exhales are long, go ahead and breathe all through the nose again. If you feel like you're starting to roll, you can take that inside arm. Perhaps just hold the knee down a little bit. You may find as you stay here, don't force this, but you may find as you stay here, your body kind of says, oh yeah, I've been here before. And it relaxes. At some point, your shoulder may touch the floor. That point may not be today. An arm may extend. So you go where is best for you today. Then we just lie here and breathe comfortably. If you're a little bit uncomfortable in this position because you feel a strain in the form of a stretch, strain in the form of a stretch, I would say, could you sit there for 20 minutes? And if the answer is no, back out a little bit and just bring on a little more comfort. If it's a tolerable stretch, one that you can continue to keep the breathing relaxed, that's a good place to be. So if you feel a stretch, it's a bit of a yin posture. If you're just feeling comfortable, it's a bit of a restorative posture. Both of those are appropriate today. Another place you may feel it is right on these glutes on the top leg. As you're ready, bring that top arm around, and we're going roll and face the screen. Use that top arm to push yourself up. Catch yourself on the bottom arm as well, and you'll recognize this position from before. I'm going to bring my leg back because that was comfortable the last time I was here. I'm going to take a nice deep breath, exhale, and turn, which is the opposite turn than what we've just been doing. Can you put that hand down? Again, not collapsing in the shoulders, pressing up. Let's take about 3 breaths there. Body is tall and long. The exhales are strong, so we call the core muscles back in perhaps this new, elongated, rotated position. Stretch maybe here, stretch maybe here. It's all appropriate right there. As you're ready, reach back, grab that back leg, bring it around. Let's take a brief time to catch our breaths right in the center. Ideally, all of this will be done with that calm breath. Again, gut, diaphragm, heart informing the brain that all is calm in the body. Let's do one inhale, one exhale forward. Back up. And let's come to our back on the opposite side, head on the other side. If that doesn't work for you, stay right where you were. So we'll check in this, generally what we refer to as final resting posture. Wiggle around if you need to. Again, if you're feeling anything in your knees, anything in your lower back, that's really not what we're going for, so you get out of it. Toes turned in a little bit, knees together. That's much more relaxing on your lower backs. It's a lower stress position. As you're ready, the outside leg's going to come up. That is my left leg right now, so I'm going to pull that up. See if my knee can come into my chest. Again, on the other side, I mentioned if all you're feeling is compression right there, back out, rotate the leg out a little bit, and the knee comes closer towards your armpit or your shoulder. Right, so wherever you have without getting any compression. Inhale back out of that, exhale, give it a little pull. Perhaps you're feeling a stretch in the back side of this leg. That would be an appropriate place to feel it. Again, if it's all you're feeling is compression, move it around a little bit. Let's grab that leg. Can you straighten the leg out? Bend it. Straighten it. Good. Even if you have to straighten it without holding on to it, let's just see how the leg is moving. Again, some of you are way in here and straight up in the air. It's all good. When the leg is straight, there's a stretch in the back side of the leg, possibly from your pelvis all the way down to your heel. Where can you go with that leg straight for just a couple of breaths? Bend the knee, foot on knee. Let's go arms out to the side. Let me slide down a little bit more. Arms out to the side, deep breath to prepare. Exhale, you're gonna push in with that back arm and start to round yourself over, rotation. Inhale, come back. Exhale, push yourself over. That exhale is actually forcing you to engage your core muscles to pull you there with the help of that back arm. Inhale, exhale, rotate. It's rotation of the spine with the shoulder blades fixed, pelvis moving. Again, you may feel it as the torso elongates or as the arm has to elongate. Let's do 3 more on your own time. Again, lower back is not what we're going for there. back out of it a little bit if that's what you're feeling. Side may not feel the same as the other. Maybe better, maybe worse. It's all good. Good, bend both knees. Equal amount of weight on each side of the pelvis. We're gonna roll towards the screen. And again, let's not start with the legs way up. It's about 45 degrees down. My feet should line up with my bum right there. Again, I'm gonna use this arm to help hold my arm. Hold my head. Elbow up, nice deep breath. Exhale, come forward. Inhale and open up. Exhale. Inhale, chest rises towards the ceiling, and we're trying to rotate the spine. Sometimes we're limited by hips. Sometimes we're limited by that tight arm. Just do a few more on your own time and see where you are. And on this next one, I'm going to stay open towards the ceiling. I'm actually switching my head again. I'm holding with the back arm. Front arm's going to reach out here. On this side, I can feel my body really just trying to roll. We want to rotate, not roll. So I'm going to reach over with this hand and kind of hold that knee down just a little bit. Just kind of coax it down. And as I open to the ceiling, my shoulder is not really near the floor at all. So I might want to take that arm out a little bit just to allow the spine to rotate. Again, appropriate places to feel it would be in the torso as we elongate here. May feel a little stickiness right up between the shoulder blades as the body just doesn't want to rotate. You can always take your arm completely out of it. Just rest there and see what happens. Again, this is an appropriate place. The hips are tight. You'll start to feel it in the gluteus and perhaps down the leg a little tiny bit. Lower back is where you do not want to feel this. Find that straw breath if you've lost it, or if the exhale is no longer relaxed. This is a completely different side, right? I mean, obviously we're right and left, but it doesn't feel the same way at all to me. We have a tendency to rotate one direction a lot. If you're right-handed, you do everything with your right hand. And as this other side gets to unwind, or as that work gets to unwind, you have to kind of see the patterns, how we get stuck in these positions in the course of the day. As you relax, you may find the arm can come out. You may find your shoulder gets a little closer to the floor. If you're screaming at me to get you out of this position, it's time for you to back off. Just come out of it a little bit. Change the legs, see what you need to do to get the rotation to occur. Just noting that something's tight. If you're feeling a stretch, that means that you're in a yin posture, absolutely relaxed, feeling nothing in this position. That's a restorative posture for you. I need to get my knee out of this a little bit, so I'm just going to bend my knee up a little bit more so I can rest my shin on my knee. It was just too much in the hip. Now it's comfortably stretching. You find those positions, wait a couple minutes. Sometimes you can go back into the other position. As you're ready, bring that arm back around towards the screen. Lie on your side. I'm going to restack my knees. Top arm presses in. Bottom arm comes up to find you. And you'll recognize this position from before. I'm going to start with my knees stacked. Perhaps you're going to start back here with the leg. Push in and away from the floor. Deep breath. Exhale. Rotate. Do a few of those on your own time. Inhale. Exhale and rotate. And after a few of those, when you feel like your hips are stable, your torso is rotating, your spine is rotating well, get to the end position for you. That may be here. That may be here. That may be looking at the back wall. For me, right here today, there's a stretch. I can feel the work really occurring here. My spine is as straight and as long as I can get it. Let's go 3 breaths with very long, hard exhales, calling the abdominal core muscles back in. Those supporters of the spine with each exhale come back in. So you'll not only leave more able to rotate, but more able to find that position again, because we've called in those muscles to work in this position. And then come out of that. Help yourself along with that back leg. Come into cross-legged again. Maybe the same cross-legged, maybe the other leg in front, maybe a little wider this time. Again, if you have props, sometimes it's nice to be held in that position. I'm going to switch to my non-dominant side there. A little bit wider. Find your breath. I just tilted forward a little too far as if I was going to topple, so I'm going to find those ischial tuberosities, those butt bones, those bones that you sit on. Find your breath, relaxed first. As you're ready to breathe through your nose, do so. We're going to do 5 more breaths. Body stays tall. The focus is going to be on very long and sustained, almost forceful exhales. In through your nose, out through your nose. Body stays tall. Breathing muscles, core muscles all come in. You'll feel yourself narrow. You'll feel the work occurring. As you're ready, inhale 5 of those on your own time. Can you do that and still look relaxed? Done with your 5 breaths, relax. Now let my head go and be heavy, as if gravity were pulling it straight down to the floor. Not leaning forward yet, but just allowing the spine to round down. So in the camera, you would have a very short torso, no neck, rather hobbit of me. As you relax and breathe, you may feel a stretch somewhere between the base of your skull and all the way down to your pelvis, as your spine is just allowed to not hold you up, allows to flex. Head is heavy. Perhaps your chin even comes right into your chest. You're going to stay right where you are. I'm going to turn sideways just a little bit here. spine is rounding. As you're ready, bring your hands in front of you and start to allow your head to come a little closer to the floor. Again, if you're very flexible in the hips, you're going to want to do that. Let's focus on the spine. So chin still coming to chest, towards chest. Chin to chest with your mouth closed. This is kind of cheating. Head heavy. Body slouched. The thoracic spine is allowed to round. A stretch in the back side of the body is completely appropriate here. If you like your arms to hold you up a little bit in that endeavor, perfectly smart. On your next exhale, use your hands to push yourself up. We'll change position. We'll come into soles of the feet together. Again, this is one that's really nice with a prop. Either under your knees to hold them there, or if you're having a tough time sitting here, sit on something. A couple of blocks, a magazine or 25. Get yourself up. Couch cushions, get yourself up. So from here, don't feel you need to bring your feet all the way into your body. They can stay out here where they're relaxed. Inappropriate places to feel this would be in your knees. So if you do feel the knees, you may want to flex the feet a little bit and or move the feet farther away from the body. So go where your legs are comfortable. You may feel an inner thigh stretch here. If they start to shake and work too hard, just bring them farther away. Put them in a new position. Grab your ankles if you're going to grab anything. Sit up. Exhale as you come forward. Go back to that flexion and extension. Inhale as your chest rises. Exhale, chest falls. One more. Come back to neutral. Use your hands to pull flat back forward. So I'm not rounding yet. It's up. Eyes, chest straight ahead. Being pulled straight ahead. Your arms are actually doing some work for you. Not here. There. This is movement through the hips. And you get to decide, do you want to have the arms work a little bit as you ask for better movement through the hip joints? Or would you like to come down and get more movement through the spine? Or would you like to go flat back to round back? Take a few moments to play with that. Appropriate places to feel this would be the back side of the body, perhaps from the base of the skull down into the pelvis, perhaps the glutes a little bit, and perhaps the outer sides of these legs as your legs rotate out. For some of you, it's going to be groins and inner thighs. All of those are absolutely appropriate. So we like to say the tightest thing is what you're going to feel first. So the intention may be to feel it one place, but something else is so tight it gets in the way. So the best thing to know is where it's inappropriate to feel it. I'm going to start to just bobble a little bit. You may be up here, right? Everybody's going to be in a different place. And I just want you to bobble from the front. That looks like a little bit right, a little bit left. Not a rotation, right? Just chest comes a little more right, chest comes a little more left. As you go to the right, you're going to feel it a little bit more on your left back, perhaps. As you go to the left, it's a little bit more to this side. So I'm just going to do that gently in that bit of a forward fold, and I can do that straight back or around. I'm going to invite you to just take stock Is there something that feels tighter? Go to that side. It's the side that says, I need a little attention. So I'm going to hang right here. This leg wants to pop up a little bit. I'm going to let it, or back off, right? If I go too far, that's going to happen. So I'm going to get there, get a little bit of stretch, predominantly on this side of my body over here. When I go to the left, right side of the body gets a stretch. How's your breath? You can see my feet can wiggle because they're nice and relaxed too. Arms and shoulders are relaxed. Just allowing tension in that one spot. And for me, the tension's in a form of a stretch. Not a gripping, not a holding, just a gentle stretch. Bobble again as you're ready and see if there's any changes. I'm going to change my legs a little bit. I'm going to bring my feet forward, bum back, it's the same thing. A little bit more movement through the hips there. And all the way up. As you're ready to finish this hour-long practice today, I'd like you to select a position that you would like to end in. Traditionally in the yoga world, we end lying flat on your back, final resting pose. It replicates this perfect upright posture, but just in a relaxed position. So if you lie on your back, we were in that position before. I'll ask you to check in, Shavasana. Check in is the back of your head on the floor. If your head is tilted, just bring your hands up or put your head on a pillow. If you don't have props, you can just prop your head up in your hands a little bit. Your shoulders should be resting on the floor on the back side. Arms down by your side, palms up. And again, pick a position that's comfortable for you with the arms. Although the back of your head is heavy on the floor, your neck should not be. Although the space between the shoulder blades may be heavy on the floor, your lower back should not be pressed into the floor. Don't try to flatten your lower back. Your sacrum, the mid spot in the pelvis, so your pelvis heavy, but most of that weight's resting on the sacrum. Your knees, the back of the knees, don't really rest heavy on the floor, but perhaps your calves do, perhaps your heels do. If you're in that position, do a bit of a glute squeeze and then relax. The check-in for that is if you're feeling anything in your lower back, it's not a great place for you to end. So go ahead and bend your knees. If you're feeling anything in the knees, not a great place. We often finish in Shavasana, that traditional final resting pose, assuming that it's going to be comfortable for everybody, which is not the case. If everybody were comfortably relaxed in that position, chances are we would stand with beautiful posture all day long. So when we say the most comfortable position in the world, that would be nice, right? If it were comfortable. So find a position of rest for yourself. If you have props, and that means your knees are over bolsters. If it means you're rolled up in a fetal position, shoo, means you want to sneeze. Find a position that works for you. I'm going to end right here and just take a few breaths. In just a few moments, I will stop the video. If you do not need to stop relaxing, why would you stop? Just enjoy that resting position. If this is at the end of the day for you, a nice restorative time, a nice turn off, right? A little timeout that leads to rest this evening. Just adrenalize as much as you need to get through with the rest of your day. If you've got an appointment, so be it. But if the next big thing in your agenda is to put your kids to bed and then go to bed, or to sit and watch TV, or to finish up some paperwork, do so in a relaxed state of mind. And remember that breathing process of how to get yourself relaxed. Breathing through the straw until your exhales are long. Then breathing through your nose. And it'll probably be a little easier for you to go to sleep tonight. If you are live, the time is just a couple of minutes before 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I do appreciate you curling up in this little nook of my home with me on my rug. I appreciate you joining me. I hope you come back. You can access free videos, short videos, morning check-in. I'm live every morning at 8 a.m. for relaxation and calm and some pranayama, some breathing exercises. The restoration pop-ups come about once a month. Check my website, liftperformanceenhancement.com and takeabalancebreak.com. All the insights are right there for you. Thanks for being here with me today. Enjoy the rest of your evening.